Hi, my name is Wynn. Today is November 18th, and that means I am 1 month out of ACL surgery. Right now I'm working on my script writing class, typing away, rereading stuff from the beginning of the semester. This book is super awesome. It's a lot easier to do homework now that I can actually sit in a chair and bend my knee. Something really cool about the ACL surgery is that after the first 2 weeks, you're allowed to start bending your knee 5 extra degrees a day. So once I could do that, I was from about 30 degrees to 90 in less than 2 weeks. I did miss 2 whole weeks of college courses, so it definitely has been difficult to catch up. I'm trying not to think of it all as get it all done. It's a goal, and just think, you know what, by the end of the semester, I'll have gotten it all done. One thing the doctor did say, though, is that most people miss a week of school. I'm not really sure if that is 100% true, but definitely for me, it's not. I stayed in the hospital a night, spent a couple days in a hotel with my parents, was gonna go back to school, and ended up coming home. I was so sick, had terrible chills and everything. We went to the emergency rooms. That was so it was a 7-hour drive home and then 7 hours in the emergency room, so it was pretty terrible. It turned out I had a kidney infection. So I was so sick. I was in so much pain. I got the ACL surgery. They took out part of my iliotibial band, so that might have affected the specific way that I was in pain, but it was super, super difficult to get around because anytime I activated my quads to move my leg forward, it pulled on something. It hurt so bad that while I didn't feel like I was losing a ton of strength, it was just too painful to activate those muscles. Altogether, though, I'm really glad that I went home. I had a lot more support there than I actually thought. My whole family lives in the area. All my siblings are older and they've moved back home or to the home area. Some of my friends are still in high school, or even their parents. And I really did need pretty much 24/7 support. So my mattress for my bedroom was just on the floor in the living room. My brother brought that down for me, and somebody was pretty much always on couch duty. So my mom, my sister-in-law, my boyfriend, whoever was available could do that. My best friend Melanie made a joke because I said, "Oh, I'm injured now. I could finally watch some Netflix." And she said, "Haha, but you won't." I'm totally someone, all I ever do is homework. Definitely a nerd, but a cute nerd. And she was right. I didn't. I actually was doing my homework right out of surgery, pretty much, or the next day when I was in the hotel. I was sitting up, but then I got the kidney infection, so I was super, super sick and forced to watch some Netflix, you know? Something that was definitely really stressful was getting in contact with all the people that I needed to get in contact with. So that being professors and that being doctors. See, with my ACL surgery, I didn't tear anything. I was actually born with no ACL and a couple other leg problems. So this is my 10th orthopedic surgery, actually. Hopefully I only need one more after this and my legs will be good to go, or as good as they're gonna get. But I had all those surgeries when I was significantly younger. I'm now over 18, so that was definitely an extra added stress that I guess every adult has to go through, but it's very stressful, and that is being in pain and organizing everything. So constantly emailing professors and getting updates, and then getting back to school, and instead of being able to do homework, having to email Student Life and get any meal plan that I had like reducted, or any high school you have to go to like a certain amount of events, and to get those credits that I had to get taken away, and meeting with like Academic Success Center to make sure my teachers weren't gonna give me Fs or kick me out of class or count things as late. And then additionally contacting doctors and getting the information I needed and scheduling appointments and therapy things, and then just discovering, you know, what I'm supposed to do about my medicine, because the hospital was like not responding. I kept leaving medicines. I needed a refill on like the more heavy medications, and I had so much trouble getting them. And then eventually they were like, well, you missed the cutoff to get a refill, but I had actually called before that, and it was so stressful. I couldn't get a refill, but they told me what to do with other medications, so thankfully I wasn't in too much pain. But definitely getting off those stronger meds was difficult. I had really bad headaches, which coffee helps with, honestly, but then I was drinking coffee at 10 p.m. and not able to sleep. I did have a couple pretty bad panic attacks. Thankfully, my family's supportive. One of the nights where it was really bad, my boyfriend was on couch duty, and so he was able to sit up with me. I felt pretty bad, though, because he had work early in the morning, and my panic attack, even though I took, like, some muscle relaxers that I had from the hospital, I had a couple left, and still my panic attack lasted maybe 3 hours. So that was very, very stressful. Coming back to school, I'm super lucky, super grateful. I have some awesome friends. So when I came back, I was greeted with a card and some chocolates and little stuffed animals. So that was super, super sweet. Because I was definitely really stressed that I just was not going to have the support. Thankfully, I have a pretty awesome apartment and definitely an amazing, amazing roommate. One thing, so this surgery, like I said, I was just born without an ACL. I got the surgery when I did because pretty much like the pain got unbearable. But I was thinking about getting it my first year of school here, and my dad said, that's not a good idea. You should really wait till you have more friends. More friends to help me out, to get me around. And he was really, really right, because now, since I'm a senior, I live in an apartment. Well, I live in an on-campus apartment, but every single person has a car and can park in more convenient parking lots. So, I mean, I have a handicap placard right now, so I've given that to my roommate, and she takes me pretty much to all my classes. I can call campus police, but it's like it stresses me out, so I don't like to. I definitely do spend a lot more time in my apartment now, since pretty much all I do is go to classes. Before I have the surgery, I was in a full course load. I was helping with a play, and I was working 35 hours a week. So I went from very, very busy to very, very not. So that's good for getting all my homework done, but it's definitely it can be sad, it can be a little lonely, especially since it is pitch black outside at 4:30. So in about an hour and 15 minutes, there will be no more sunlight. Another thing is everything is like super, super exhausting. So, I straighten up my room. It's like painful and it's exhausting. I take a shower and it's like a 3-hour process. Kind of ridiculous. So I'm pretty tired a lot of the time. Again, that's gotten a little bit better because I've started to sleep through the night. It was definitely hard to sleep through an entire night, whether I would wake up because I was in pain or like I've been drinking a ton of water to help with the slowing. So just having to get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night between all these things. And again, just being like sad or being stressed out really was tolling on my sleep. So I was very, very exhausted. And the last thing I want to talk about today that is pretty stressful is physical therapy. Now, I actually came into school as a physical therapy major. Since then I've switched, but I did complete the minor. And the reason I came into school as a physical therapy major was because I've had all these surgeries, but specifically physical therapy, I wanted something to change in it. When I was little and I had physical therapy, it was very interactive. There were a lot of games and it's very one-on-one. But then as you get older and once you become an adult, it is a lot less engaging. You go into the therapist and it's important that you go because they assess you and they tell you what exercises to do. And when you come back, they look at you and they have you do your exercises, they watch you do them, they make sure that you are doing them properly, and again, they assess you and they give you more exercises to do. But what happens is that they're not just saying do the exercise once and see how you're doing, make sure you're doing it right. A lot of the physical therapy session is spent just doing your at-home exercises. So once a therapist gives you your exercises, you're expected to do reps of those every day at home. And so it's very discouraging to come into the clinic and have those exercises done there, to continue to do those same exercises. So it can be very boring, very discouraging in the clinic. And then the other thing is, when you are the therapist, they say that one of the biggest challenges is getting your patients to do their at-home exercises. And being the person who's done the at-home exercises, it's very, very tedious. there's just something about doing the same little repetitive motions every day and counting to 10, holding for 10 seconds, doing 10 reps, because there's something about counting to 10 that you can't really do anything else. It's hard to pay attention to like a podcast or a TV show while you're going 1, 2, 3, and really trying to keep track of that. So when I came into school as a therapist, I wanted to make it better in the clinic and make it easier, make it better to do things while you're at home as well. I ended up not continuing with the major, not necessarily because I don't want that to be something, but I didn't think that it was quite the right path at the moment. I was doing a lot of internships. You need at least like 150 hours of contact hours in clinics to even apply to grad school, and you need to finish grad school in order to be a physical therapist. So I'm getting these hours and I'm realizing it is that same old, it is this what I don't like. And a lot of therapists, a lot of physical therapists work 12-hour days. They work 12-hour days and then they have more homework to go, more work to go and do, more paperwork to do once they get home. And I just thought, okay, so one day I want to be able to open my own clinic and to do all these good things, but am I really going to last if I stick on this path of going to a really hard grad program and then going somewhere where I'm doing something that I really don't like and doing it for 12 hours? So I wanted to get more of a clear path, maybe do something like work with therapists instead of be one myself, maybe get my degree in it later. So it just wasn't quite the right path. But I would like to share in this vlog that I'm beginning today, I would like to share things that you can do at home to make your therapy more bearable, more fun, more enjoyable, and to share my views in the clinic of what I am experiencing and to give you some encouragement if you're going through ACL surgery or you're going through anything else where you need to do therapy and it's very monotonous. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this vlog today. I really appreciate it, and I hope that if you are going through something that this is helpful to you, to know that you are not alone, to know that other people are doing it, and I want to encourage you to keep going, to keep up with your therapy, to keep up with your schoolwork, your work, to not get discouraged, to know that there is going to be an end, that you are going to be strong and you are going to be well. Thanks. Have a great day.